From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Starting off overseas with breaking news, several people were killed this morning at a school in Austria's second biggest city. Local authorities in Graz say police were deployed in force after receiving a call about shots being fired. Now, details are few, and officials say they're still working to get a clearer understanding of what exactly happened. Back home now, where the big news this morning is the Edmonton Oilers' 6-1 loss to the Florida Panthers, who now take a 2-1 lead in the Stanley Cup Final. Canadian Press reporter Joshua Clipperton has the rundown.
Sam Reinhart and Carter Verhaeghe added their first goals of the best-of-7 title series for Florida. Marchand became the oldest player to score in each of his first 3 games of a final, and the first to open the scoring the next time out after notching an overtime winner. His 11 goals in the final are the most among active players, one more than the similarly ageless Corey Perry of the Oilers. Bennett added his NHL playoff-leading 14th goal after making a big hit that then contributed to the turnover that sprung him on a breakaway. Aaron Ekblad buried Florida's 5th goal in 23 shots to chase Oilers netminder Stuart Skinner. Sergei Bobrovsky made 32 saves, with Perry the only Oiler to beat him.
Edmonton, which lost to Florida in 7 games in last year's final, will have 2 days now to regroup before Game 4 on Thursday back in Sunrise, Florida. The latest probe into the company behind the controversial ArriveCan app is among 4 reports being released today by Canada's Auditor General. Karen Hogan looked into all contracts awarded and payments made to GC Strategies for its work on the app to determine whether they were in line with government policy and whether the government got value for taxpayers' money. As of March 2024, GC Strategies had received $100 million in federal government contracts. The 2-man team was banned last week from entering into contracts or real property agreements with the federal government for 7 years. A new report says new cleanup rules for renewable energy sites are hurting the competitiveness of Alberta's industry.
Business Renewable Centre Canada took a closer look at cleanup costs for renewable energy in 27 jurisdictions and found Alberta's are now the highest. The government says solar and wind projects operators were given a new code of practice last week, requiring cost estimates for a total teardown, with 30% of it due up front. BRC Canada says that is unusually high. The Pembina Institute's oil and gas program director Janetta McKenzie admits the rules for wind and solar are fundamentally different than the generous and flexible ones for oil and gas. David Bowles, The Canadian Press.
And finally, a heads up for anyone heading to Montreal. The city's transit and maintenance workers are waking up to their second day of a strike, which is causing widespread disruptions. The roughly 2,400 workers walked off the job Monday after more than a year of failed negotiations. Bus and subway service is being limited to morning and afternoon rush hours and late at night. Meanwhile, regular service will be maintained from Friday to Sunday for the Canadian Grand Prix. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett scored again. Sam Reinhart and Carter Verhaeghe each got their first goal of the Stanley Cup Final as the defending champion Florida Panthers capitalized on the Edmonton Oilers' worst performance in weeks to win Game 3 in a 6-1 rout. Panthers forward Brad Marchand says emotions were high, but they won't be staying that way.
It doesn't really matter what happened tonight. We both have to reset and worry about the next one now.
The Oilers will be looking to even the series at 2 games apiece, with Game 4 set for Thursday night in Sunrise, Florida. Meanwhile, over to the MLB, where the Toronto Blue Jays rallied for a 5-4 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. The Jays tied the game in the 9th inning on Jonathan Clase's first home run of the season. And finally, dipping our toes in the pool, Canadian star Summer McIntosh set a new world record in the 200-meter individual medley at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials in Victoria, BC. The Olympic gold medalist won the race in 2 minutes and 5.7 seconds. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.